Alright, welcome back guys. Today's vlog, we are going to be hitting a leg day. So I've got a full gallon jug here with some Mio Energy in it. I'm going to be grabbing actually right now my Alpha Surge DRV from my pump product. We're going to be hopping right into it. So today's focus is going to be heavy legs with banded resistance. So not only squatting heavy weight, but adding bands on either side to increase it so that at the bottom, it's whatever it weighs the plates on it, but as you go up in the movement, it's going to get increasingly more difficult, and that's going to help us generate more power in our non-banded squats, obviously, as we get used to squatting against banded resistance. So you guys will see it when I go in there, but this leg day is going to be intense. It requires some special equipment, so if you don't have bands or anything, I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's ways that you can kind of mess around with it. I'll show you guys how I set it up at my gym. But yeah, if you can figure out how to do these, this is a great workout to help get your squat, not only increase your weight, but get more confident throughout the movement. So I'll see you guys in there. It's like solid leg day feels. This pouring rain, 40 degrees. It's alright though, I enjoy leg day, so it's not gonna stop me from having some fun. Alright, hopping into today's leg workout. First thing I wanna talk about, warming up properly, right? So you're gonna see me doing a lot of foam rolling, a little bit of stretching, a lot of dynamic stretching. I find that this helps me tremendously. It gets the blood flowing, it opens me up, and it just allows everything to kind of feel a ton better when I'm lifting. So guys, take 10-15 minutes, find a warm-up that works for you, and just stick to it. I guarantee it's gonna help you out. Here's the setup. So we're using the 90-pound dumbbell, something that's not gonna move, kind of buffering them in place so they're not gonna roll on me, and I'm feeding those bands through them. Now you'll see it in the upcoming sets. I'm using really lightweight here, and this is just to kind of figure out, make sure the tension's right for the bands. I'm using the bands that are at my gym, so I don't know if they're matched perfectly, if they're the same exact tension, so I had to adjust them a little bit here, a little bit there, just to make sure everything was perfectly even so we could go into the working sets. And now, what we were doing in this workout, we're pyramiding up to one solid single. Not a 1 rep max necessarily, but a solid heavy single. Something that definitely was closer to my 1 rep max with maybe 1 or 2 reps left in the tank, and then we're gonna back off of that and do some work. So as you can see here, I'm warming up, I hit 185, and then from here on up, I'm just hitting heavy solid singles with all this weight, kind of feeling it through, seeing what it feels like. So right here you see 275. Now in my head, I'm thinking at this point the 275, 300 is where I was gonna tap out at, but as you can see by that squat, it went a lot faster than I was expecting. I was feeling very strong. So 300 with 50 pounds of cable resistance or band resistance, 25 on each side. This is what it looked like. And I mean, as you can see, that moved really fast. So I was like, okay, shoot, this is going really well. So next jump is gonna be 315, 3 plates. This is something I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to hit comfortably without band resistance, but with the bands, this is 365 pounds at the top. And again, as you can see here, taking a big breath of air, hit depth, not too much of a sticking point. I really was able to drive through the bands and finish off at the top relatively strong. So I went to 335. This was one of my old maxes. My oldest max, I think my oldest video recorded max is 350. So this is 385 at the top, 335 when it's at the bottom and no banded resistance. And as you'll see in a second, this moved tremendously fast as well. So for being a heavy single, I thought that was pretty good. For that set, I probably could have knocked out 3 reps. I probably could have grinded another one and maybe even another one after that. So I thought to myself, that's probably my heavy single. I could go for 350, but I want to work with something that I feel like my form was perfect and my form stuck through that. It didn't waver. So we stuck with that, and then we worked with 80% of that for 3 sets of 5 reps. And this is where the work really begins. Working up to the heavy single isn't the hard work. The hard work here is these back off sets where you're working with a percentage of that load that you worked up to and really kind of working through your inconsistencies, working through your weak points, because as you can see here, using this weight for this many reps, you're going to start to see where you're lacking in your squat, what your weak links in the chain are, and kind of have to address them. It's not super heavy, so you're not maxing out, but it's also going to allow you to, feel what a super intense squat feels like, and just, of course, get overall volume, grow stronger, and progress. So for me, I find that my hips shift a little bit. So for me, focusing on driving my hips back, opening up my knees, and then coming up and down in kind of a straight motion is what I try to focus on when I'm hitting these reps, and just kind of keeping these certain cues in my head. And as you can see, as I got to the end of this, those last couple of reps, they start to become real grinders. You are going to get closer to failure on these than probably on that first heavy single. Now after that, my third movement, again, still squats. This was a lot of squats in this workout. I'm doing just 185 pounds, something light. I'm doing it beltless, and I'm doing 4-second negatives. That was the goal. I think some of them probably went a little faster, but the idea is it's a 5x5 with a very light, controllable weight, and all I'm focusing on is bracing my core without a belt and focusing on feeling every fiber on the way down and up. Really kind of just ingraining that movement with a lighter weight while taking it slow, allowing the muscles to work a little bit more instead of any momentum, and again, just getting more overall volume with that 5x5. And then after that, we finished off with a couple movements. I only filmed one just because the gym was getting crowded. As you can see, people are walking all over, so I didn't want the camera to get knocked over, but I finished with seated leg curls for 3 sets of 12, seated leg extensions for 3 sets of 12, and then some calf work. I did 2 exercises for them, but nobody wants to see me work my tiny little calves. Accessory work can be whatever you want it to be. Because I hit 5 main compound movements, all squats, instead of using, sometimes I'll use a stiff-legged deadlift, but my lower back especially, was feeling a bit tired because I deadlifted earlier in the week, and with all this squatting volume that incorporates your lower back, I was feeling taxed, so I opted for machine-assisted workouts. But you can do whatever you want after these to kind of help you address your weak points. And that was it for this workout, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something, took something away from it. If you want to try it out, give it a shot. Comment down below what you guys liked from this video. Subscribe for more. And I will see you guys, as always, in tomorrow's video. Peace.